Hi everyone, my name is Claire Munoz and I'm here presenting today on behalf of the Nevada Museum of Art. This has been the project that I've been working towards through this legacy program, and I'm happy to present to you today. I'm sorry I cannot be there with you in person. I have spent quite a bit of time in Las Vegas and I've been down there 3 times in the last 4 weeks working within the community on this project, but today I'm sorry I can't join you. Today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about the Nevada Museums of Art's expansion project. So we are currently located in Reno, Nevada, but we are looking at an expansion to Las Vegas. That expansion is planned hopefully to open in about 2025 with extensive fundraising that will have to happen between now and then. Today's presentation is going to give you a little bit of an overview as to what museums are nationally, how they will serve the state of Nevada, and how we will start to expand into Las Vegas with efforts made to be sensitive to the community and hopefully to provide a real service to the citizens of Southern Nevada as well as the visitors. So as I begin, I'm going to just kind of review what a museum is. Museums exist to collect, conserve, study, and exhibit objects through which a society creates and transmits knowledge into the future. Museums provide an effective way of learning. Museums use art to communicate ideas, encourage inquiry, and to impact how people understand and interact with the world. They are community centers. They inspire. Museums provide a space for families to come together and create memories. Museums are lifelong learning centers. Museums are economic drivers, and that's particularly important in our conversation today as we look at some of the economic impacts that this museum will potentially have in Las Vegas. Museums provide responsible stewardship of art, archives, and library collections, including making them accessible to diverse research audiences. Museums forge creative partnerships with interdisciplinary organizations to share ideas, resources, and intellectual assets. Museums are economic engines. In 2017, the American Alliance of Museums conducted an economic impact study resulting in data as follows, and this is quoting them. The total economic contribution of museums in 2016 amounted to more than $50 billion in the GDP, 726,000 jobs, and $12 billion in taxes to local, state, and federal governments. On top of the 372,000 workers directly employed by the museum sector, a further 354,000 jobs are supported in the wider economy, either in supply chains of museums or through the wage spending of those employed by museums themselves or those employed in the supply chain. The contribution of museums is widespread. Of the $50 billion total contributions to the GDP made in the sector in 2016, some $34 billion resulted from supply chain and consumer spending activities. This spreads the benefits to the sector to other parts of the U.S. economy, including, for example, nearly $12 billion in financial services, $6 billion in trade, transportation, and utilities, and nearly $5 billion in professional and business services. This impact is also spread widely across the United States, with every state realizing economic benefits from museums. It's important to note that over $2 billion of annual museum spending is on education initiatives, and I can say that to be true for the Nevada Museum of Art as well. Those numbers and percentages are reflected in the way that we work within the community and the way that we serve our educational audiences. Across the nation, 75% of a museum's budget is devoted to K-12 students, and 55 million annual school group students visit museums annually. I want to go into a little bit of the history of the Nevada Museum of Art. The Nevada Museum of Art is nearly 90 years old, and it was founded in 1931 by Charles Cutts and by Dr. James Church, an early climate scientist, humanist, and lover of art. The museum in its early days was run by a small group of outdoor landscape painters. And as a result, the museum has long understood the importance of examining how humans interact with their natural, built, and virtual surroundings. The museum in Reno was designed by internationally renowned architect Will Bruder. The present museum facility opened in 2003, and the 4-level, 70,000 square foot building is inspired by the geological formations in northern Nevada's Black Rock Desert. It serves as a visual metaphor for the institution's scholarly focus on art and environment. The institution's identity continues to be shaped by the geographic location and the environment. It's an ideal place for dynamic conversations about the ways that humans creatively interact with their environment. The museum today is supported by its membership, as well as statewide, regional, and national corporate sponsors, individual philanthropists, foundations, and government grants. With its emphasis on featuring original exhibitions, producing scholarly publications, and commissioning public artworks, such as Ugo Rondinone's 7 Magic Mountains, the museum has developed an international reputation for its exhibitions and scholarly output. Equally important, the museum has a deep commitment to education and research, both of which are core competencies and institutional priorities. The mission of the Nevada Museum of Art is as follows. We are a museum of ideas. While building upon our founding collections and values, we strive to offer meaningful art experiences and foster new knowledge in the visual arts by encouraging interdisciplinary investigation. The Nevada Museum of Art serves as an educational resource for everyone. Today, the museum organizes and presents over 25 exhibitions annually. Originated exhibitions often are accompanied by award-winning publications. In addition, the museum's curatorial expertise extends beyond Nevada, with original exhibitions traveling around the nation to such venues as the Smithsonian's Renwick Art Gallery, the Phillips Collection in Washington, D.C., and the Anchorage Museum in Alaska, and most recently at the Palm Springs Art Museum in Southern California. We understand this to be a museum that is responsive to place. In Nevada, the museum pays quite a bit of attention to the geography, cultures, and industries that we serve. This place is a place that informs what we do every day at this museum. Nevada, as a state, informs the art of our region. It informs the conversations we have about the culture here. It informs the art that we collect, and it informs our interdisciplinary exhibitions and education programs. We honor the history of this place every day at the Nevada Museum of Art because the history of Nevada resonates globally. Today in Reno, the Nevada Museum of Art serves over 150,000 visitors. We have 7,000 memberships, and we serve over 8,000 school children. Our family programming serves over 10,000, and we have dynamic programming that's focused on teen and young adults. We serve academic audiences, scholars, and art historians, as well as local, regional, and international artists through commissions, exhibitions, teaching, and programming opportunities. We have a robust program for senior citizens, and we also focus on tourism. All of these provide a scaffolding which we hope to apply to Las Vegas with sensitivities to the audiences. So as we develop our family programs, as we develop our regional partnerships, we will be developing a museum that is sensitive to the landscape of Las Vegas. To give you some additional background on the current collecting strategies of the museum, which informs our exhibitions, we have a permanent collection that's divided into 4 thematic focus areas: altered landscape photography, art of the Greater West, contemporary art, and the work ethic in American art. We also feature the Center for Art and Environment, an archive collection and library that serves scholars and researchers seeking information related to creative interactions between people and their natural built and virtual environments. These thematic, rather than historical or stylistic specializations, are a natural outgrowth of the institution's collecting practices over the years. The Center for Art and Environment houses more than 130 archives comprised of 1 million or more than 1 million items in its archive collection and over 7,500 books in its research library. We look forward to developing collecting strategies that will serve the new audiences in Las Vegas and recognize that the expansion to Las Vegas will lead us to new areas of scholarship and collecting. In addition to originating exhibitions that draw from themes found in our permanent collection, the museum actively engages in producing scholarship. The museum has won the Francis Smith Ravenel Prize for Excellence in Publication and Design from the American Alliance of Museums. This highly coveted and competitive prize goes to only one museum in the United States each year. Remarkably, the Nevada Museum of Art has won this award 4 times. And to give a little bit of perspective, the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York has won this prize only twice. Attached are images of the winners, in each of which was was produced to complement an archive and exhibition originated by the Nevada Museum of Art. These include Anne Brigman, a visionary in modern photography, produced in 2019, Unsettled in 2018, Late Harvest, 2015, and Altered Landscape in 2012. To expand on the Center for Art and Environment, which was established in 2008, and is now an internationally recognized research center that supports the practice, study, and awareness for creative interactions between people and their natural, built, and virtual environments. The Center for Art and Environment is housed at the Nevada Museum of Art and is home to a focused research library and archive with collections from over 1,000 artists and organizations working on all 7 continents. We recognize the potential for Las Vegas to contribute to the acquisitions and archive of the center and are allowing unique space for Las Vegas to grow organically a center that would be responsive to the interests of that community. By actively engaging in the community, the museum's public programs and educational initiatives engage diverse audiences. Programmatic partnerships are central to the museum's effort to reach an increasingly broader community across the state. Ongoing partnerships with core community organizations enhance education, social, and public engagement. Programming and scholarship reflect decades of cultivation in Northern Nevada, with most recent years' efforts becoming focused on statewide development. The museum is committed to serving diverse audiences, which will certainly be the case in Las Vegas. Our ongoing efforts include the production of regular exhibitions, content, and public programming honoring multi-ethnic art histories. We rely heavily on community partners as advisors and content curators to advise and participate in developing engagement opportunities. Expanding statewide into Las Vegas will present exciting opportunities to tell new stories and to expand the narrative to reflect the growing diversity across the state. The Nevada Museum of Art is one of a few and distinguished organizations that has obtained AAM accreditation. The American Alliance of Museums provided accreditation standards since 1971. And as the museum's field mark of distinction offers high-profile, peer-based validation for museum operation and impact. Accreditation increases a museum's credibility and values to funders, policymakers, insurers, community, and peers. And accreditation is a powerful tool to leverage change and help facilitate loans between institutions. At this time, the Nevada Museum of Art is the only accredited art museum in the state of Nevada. Recognized for following best practices as outlined by the American Alliance of Museums, the museum is committed to continuous institutional improvement and change. With accreditation, the museum joins the ranks of other significant institutions such as the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York and San Francisco Museum of Modern Art. Through our recent reaccreditation, the Nevada Museum of Art has engaged AAM in preliminary conversations which lead us to believe that when the doors open to the Las Vegas facility, we will be able to open with full accreditation. For a new museum, this is something that could take years, if not decades, to obtain. For the Nevada Museum of Art as an established and accredited museum, we are looking at this as an expansion. So under that expansion, we're able to extend the AAM accreditation from Reno to the Las Vegas location. The accreditation is especially important, and it's of note that there are over 30,000 museums in the United States, which include 2,600 art museums. There are only 1,081 museums accredited by the Alliance. And of that, those are only 5% of the museums in the United States. As we look to Las Vegas, we've developed a vision for the statewide Nevada Museum of Art. For decades, Las Vegans have envisioned a fine art museum that would welcome families, showcase the region's unique culture, mount major exhibitions, and foster creativity among diverse local and visiting audiences. Las Vegas will be on par with major cultural centers around the country and the world. Today, the vision is poised to become a reality with the founding of an art museum at the heart of the city of Las Vegas. We are currently working closely with the city of Las Vegas and Clark County to secure a few acres of land near Symphony Park. We anticipate a 5 to 7 year timeline to become fully operational, accredited statewide cultural institution. This timeline is reflected in the museum's 2019 to 2023 strategic plan that provides a directional and tactical framework to achieve this long-range vision. You may already be familiar with the Nevada Museum of Art with our Las Vegas installation of 7 Magic Mountains. In 2016, the Nevada Museum of Art and Art Production Fund co-produced and presented 7 Magic Mountains with Swiss artist Ugo Rondinone. This major public artwork sits on federal land. It took nearly 5 years to produce and cost over $3 million. Today it joins Nevada's rich tradition of land art interventions. 7 Magic Mountains produced over $30 million in publicity value for the state of Nevada. Today, the 7 Magic Mountains sees over 1,000 visitors, and it is the top 10 most Instagram artworks in the world. International press following 7 Magic Mountains spans over 20 countries and really helped anchor Nevada as a visual arts destination. You may also remember in 2016, the exhibition Tilting the Basin. Tilting the Basin was an exhibition drawn from the work of 35 contemporary artists currently living and working in the state of Nevada. The exhibition was curated jointly by the museum's curator of contemporary art, Joanne Northrup, and Las Vegas-based art advisor, Michelle Quinn. Opening in Reno in August 2016, the exhibition then traveled to Las Vegas in 2017 and was on view at a pop-up location on Commerce Street in downtown Las Vegas. At the time, the installment was presented in collaboration with the board titled the Art Museum at Symphony Park. That board was eventually merged with the Nevada Museum of Art and is now our statewide organization. During the 8-week run of Tilting the Basin in Las Vegas, we saw over 3,000 visitors, and the opening event saw over 1,200. We had 60 media placements and had 750,000 or more online news visitors. The intent of the exhibition was to recognize the contemporary art being made in Nevada today, and also to enhance the cultural bridge between the northern and the southern Nevada. Community partnerships and strategic alliances were key and included RJ sponsorship and statewide sponsors like Nevada State Bank. We required those sponsors to engage, to push their constituents, to have our board members host programs, and to push out shareable content. The best advocates were by far the artists themselves. And this effective grassroots model is something we will lean on as we develop the museum in Las Vegas, especially without a brick and mortar to look at. There's a couple of images from that exhibition. To give you a sense of where we are to date, in 2018, the board engaged in a national arts consulting firm to identify a full-time deputy director for Las Vegas. The firm met with the Las Vegas community leaders to elicit their vision for what the museum should be and what type of person could help deliver the vision. In December 2018, the trustees selected Heather Hartman, a Las Vegas native with significant art world and fundraising experience, to spearhead the Las Vegas endeavor. During the 2017 session of the Nevada State Legislature, Senator Tick Seeger-Blum introduced SB 187 to secure funding for the museum's expansion plans. The bill allocated $1 million, which the museum received in the summer of 2018 after the merger was completed, and that was the merger between the existing Nevada Museum of Art and the Art Museum at Symphony Park Board, which are now one. Governor Steve Sisolak has included a $5 million special appropriation to support the museum's statewide expansion. There is an expansion happening in Reno as well as the expansion to Las Vegas. This was released to the legislature in January 2019. In 2018, the city of Las Vegas made a visionary challenge grant to help jumpstart the founding of this museum in Las Vegas and maximize the museum's economic and social impact. The challenge grant provided $5 million appropriation through SB 533, and that challenge grant required the museum to meet several fundraising and project milestones and to continuously serve the public as a nonprofit organization. And I'm proud to say that as of October of this year, the museum was able to successfully meet the challenge grant, and to date have raised about $12 million. Additionally, the museum continues to balance the board of trustees to include Las Vegas professionals and philanthropists who are committed to the vision of a museum in the city. Currently, 1/3 of the board of trustees are from Southern Nevada, and recruitment continues today. In 2018, the museum contracted Jeremy Aguero as our consultant and applied analysis to conduct a market analysis study and economic impact assessment. While the study is not quite complete, we have revealing data to support the statewide expansion. In surveying museums across the United States, Nevada ranked 50th in the bottom 5 for art museums per 1,000 residents and 49th for art museum revenue. Also of note is that Las Vegas is the largest metropolitan statistical area in the United States and the only one in the top 50 without an accredited art museum. Las Vegas has had dramatic growth resulting in the areas of arts and culture, and as one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, there's demonstrated interest for activating this art museum. The Nevada Museum of Art in Las Vegas would join the unique offerings and cultural opportunities that currently exist in the Las Vegas landscape. The addition of the Nevada Museum of Art would provide visitors and residents alike with enhanced educational, experiential, and cultural opportunities. The proposed museum is estimated to be 145,000 square feet and is projected to cost $217 million. According to the study conducted by Applied Analysis, a review of U.S. museums projects during the last 10 years indicates that the cost is within range of comparable projects. Dependent on support from the community and statewide fundraising efforts, we anticipate groundbreaking to occur in 2023 and the opening projected for 2025. I'm going to quickly run through the timeline that we're looking at, which includes 2019. And in 2019, some of our goals were to hire a deputy director, which we accomplished, to establish a temporary Las Vegas office and recruit key staff, which we did, to identify and recruit additional trustees who reside in or have significant business in Southern Nevada, which we did, to work with the Las Vegas committee to accomplish the following, which was to meet the 2-to-1 matching gift requirement from the city of Las Vegas, to complete the case statement, and to launch the quiet phase of the capital campaign, as well as initiate a grassroots plan for community engagement by producing and participating in pop-up events. That's something that we've actively been doing in Las Vegas, so participating in things like Believer Festival, the Book Festival, going to different community salons, working with the Atomic Museum and other community partners to produce content before the museum opens and demonstrates our commitment to the community. We're currently engaged in architectural search committee to identify the architect for the building in Las Vegas, and that's actively happening. And we're developing a business plan. The market analysis study I mentioned with Jeremy Aguero is set to be completed hopefully by the end of this year. In 2020, we hope to establish and open a temporary visitor center and have identified a location on Main Street. And we're looking at the final selection for the architecture in 2020. In 2020, we'll continue to cultivate our major donors and our art collectors and secure the long-range plan for Seven Magic Mountains. In the years 2021 to 2025, we will launch into our public campaign, continue to cultivate gifts of major artworks, collections, and promised gifts, and open a museum visitor center. We will also prepare for the AAM accreditation for the Las Vegas site, which will be in place by the time we open. We hope to complete construction by 2025, and that will of course be dependent on funding. The existing Nevada Museum of Art is nearly 90 years old and has built an organizational infrastructure, art and archive collection, an international reputation, institutional experience, and accreditation by the American Alliance of Museums. These are now jointly owned assets of the single statewide corporation. And in addition, the history of member engagement, philanthropic support, and a strong collecting tradition is part of an intellectual capital that the Nevada Museum of Art is now able to share statewide with Southern Nevada. When the museum opens, it will host international, national, regional, and locally curated exhibitions from a wide spectrum of periods and movements in the art world, from ancient to modern and contemporary. Programming will be designed to complement each exhibition and will engage the local community. In addition, the museum will become a major source of arts education for K-12 students and will provide intensive teacher development programs and STEAM education. In Reno, where the school district is 1/4 the size of Clark County's, the museum hosts 8,500 students and over 1,200 teachers in a suite of curriculum-based programming that's entirely funded through private donations. This is something we hope to model and replicate for Las Vegas and serve that Clark County school district. The museum will continue to grow our collaborations with artists, art organizations, and educational institutions and support groups. This model of community integration will be critical as we secure the future of Nevada Museum of Art as a statewide museum, with expanded services to the city of Las Vegas and the residents and visitors of Southern Nevada. Thank you.